We should be live. Everybody on.
Hello.
Hold on. Okay, here we are live. VGRT Gaming Podcast, episode 776, recorded on March 27th, 2026.
Hello, and welcome to the 776th edition of the TD Gaming Podcast and 609th episode of Video Game Roundtable. I am TJ Denzer.
I am Scott Dirk.
And I am Jonah Falcon.
The VGRT Gaming Podcast focuses on game news from around the industry and a gaming flashback.
So, TJ.
Yes.
You have been playing Slay the Spire 2.
I have.
No message there. So have I.
You know, you told me last time that the Ironclad was really, really hard to win with, so I got my win on the Regent, and then I went over to Ironclad to give it a go. And man, he has so many cards that hurt him. Like,
well, yeah, that's the entire point.
I know, but it's really hard to get a good balance of where you're doing more damage than you take.
I found that with the Ironclad, you really want to hit him hard and fast. Now he has a lot of stuff that's focused on vulnerability.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw
not
that.
vulnerability. Not only vulnerability. I mean, exhausting cards as well.
Yes. I was trying my hardest to make some synergies happen with those, but I haven't been able to get a good combo.
The problem is that there's not many exhaust cards for the Ironclad.
Yeah,
it's an artifact.
It's like Molten Fist. Molten Fist is a good one, and then there's one other one that's just
there's Havoc, which does exhaust now in its normal state. It randomly exhausts a card. But if you upgrade it, you can decide what card gets exhausted. And that's where Howl of the Wild comes in.
Yeah, that one seems really good.
It's theoretically, but you have to have them both on the same... See, that's the problem, though. It's so hard to get enough good exhaust cards for the Ironclad to work.
It really is. I have had trouble getting past the second boss. I feel like I did good on the first run I went with him because I made it to the third boss, but I don't know what I did with that.
I posted my very first game of Slay the Spire without ever having touched it, Slay the Spire 2, on YouTube, and of course you start out with the Ironclad, and I just whipped right through and I beat the final boss on my very first play.
Yeah, I came close and I didn't finish. I came close and I was able to make that happen. I got to the very end and then I died at the final boss, but I have not been able to get it to work since.
On the other hand, the Necrobinder can steamroll through anybody if you get the right cards.
Yeah.
If you get Doom cards and defensive cards, you just sit there, Doom. Oh, you're dead. Exactly.
Did you see the card that I showed you? That I think I posted in Teams, but there was a certain card on the Regent that I finally cracked a run with. Oh. It was something like the Sealed Throne, where every single time you play a card, you get a star.
Oh, yeah. No, the one I like is that Void Throne, in which, check this out. Your first 2 card plays or your first 3 card plays are absolutely free each turn, which means you spend no energy and no stars. And at the end of the run of one of those, I had 120 stars. I did not have the card that does damage according to number of stars, but I did have a sword that was 220 points of damage that did it twice at the finale of the last boss. It was just you're gone.
For me, it ended up being Sealed Throne. Gave me the star play, because when you upgrade it, it also is in your hand at the start and is a free card at the beginning of every combat. And then you mix that with Void Form, and then you mix that with Big Bang, and you're just getting so many stars so fast. So by the time I got to the end of it, I was able to make somewhere around 20 to 30 stars in 2 turns, and then I dropped Stardust.
Then you have the cards that increase your one special card. Bash with the Ironclad, which is just basically hit for 10 damage and do 3 vulnerable.
Hmm.
At one of the ancients, he'll offer you to turn it into break, which is check this out. Do 15 damage for 5 vulnerability.
Yeah, that's the same thing with the Sealed Throne. That was an upgrade card from one of the deities.
Yeah, you instead of you starting with 3 stars, you start with 5.
No, you just get you get a star every time you play a
Oh
card.
no, there's an artifact that actually increases the number of. All of them have their base artifact upgrade. Get it. I haven't gotten Burning Blood though. That was in Slay the Spire 1. I haven't seen it here in Slay the Spire 2, and I have to imagine it's in there somewhere. For those who don't know, you start with getting 6 heal every time after every thing. Burning Blood makes it 12. Yeah, I mean, I've hit a wall, but I've never felt like I was losing. Because here's the thing: no matter what kind of build you make, there's going to be one, even a regular monster that breaks that build, that just gets around it and says, "No, you can't use that strategy with me."
Yeah, I have some homework to do on Ironclad. I like it though. I like being given a challenge and knowing that there's a solution that I can probably find if you give me enough time. And even just now, like you telling me a few of these things, it's something I'm going to try. I have a few ideas, and I'm really excited to That's been the fun thing right now is like figuring out how these decks work and what you can do with not only their cards but also the colorless cards, and figuring out like a
I will
strat.
say that the community as a large said that the Ironclad was the most fun to play in Slay the Spire 1 and is the least fun to play in Slay the Spire 2. So there has to go there.
Yeah, the frustration with hurting yourself so much and not getting the cards you need to make that health back.
Oh, if you get the tungsten, well, here's the thing: a lot of people are upset about the tungsten rod because there's a lot of powers you get for hurting yourself. But there's also cards like I forgot the card, but it's hit yourself with 1 hit point, do 9 points of damage to everybody. If you have the tungsten, if you have the tungsten rod, you don't get hurt at all.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the tungsten rod removes 1 point of damage every time you earn damage.
There's also
Inspire 1.
There's also a card called Juggernaut that does damage to enemies every time you add block to yourself.
Okay.
And
I
that's
found it mediocre until you upgrade it to 7 points of damage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that I feel like there's some synergies in there if I can mix that with other cards.
Well, there was tons of synergy. I haven't seen the cards that made them popular. See, the problem is that Ironclad has so many cards that sometimes the cards you need don't pop up.
Mm-hmm. That's where Pale. Have you seen the Pale's sacrifice in the second act, where like instead of taking a card reward, you can sacrifice it to get a relic?
Oh no, it's 2. 1 every 2.
Yeah, but like I love that. I love that perk because it makes it so I don't have to stack my deck with garbage.
Or you can also get the shovel, which is from the first Slay the Spire, in which you instead of upgrading or resting, you can just dig up an artifact.
Nice.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what I've been up to. Also, I've been playing Pokopia because I like build games, but I can get into that more. I only just started.
Pokemon meets Roblox meets Minecraft.
Yar. Pokemon builders. I love it. But I've only just started, so I don't have much to say about it yet.
The problem with it is it doesn't seem very deep to me.
Oh my god, have you seen the things that people are building?
In comparison to Minecraft.
Minecraft is like the original, though.
Who still plays Roblox? People under 13 and people exploiting them?
Yeah. But man, people are designing civil engineer projects in Pokopia. It's crazy.
They do that in Breath of the Wild, or Tears of the Kingdom as well. There's a Hyrule engineering, and they do all sorts of crazy mechs and different robot contraptions and just stuff I didn't even know that you could do. And it's just amazing to see this kind of experimentation in these open world games.
I'm happy you brought Tears of the Kingdom up, Scott, because I think that Pokopia is going to have a similar tale on it with the amount of things that people can do with it.
That's awesome.
Already so crazy. Like, I've seen people building like replicas of real world buildings, like underground, like bridges and underground homes. I've seen them building roller coasters that actually like play full songs as you go through them. It's crazy what people are coming up with, and I can't wait to see more.
Scott, I know one game you've been playing. I saw you playing it.
The Expedition 33. I've
Oh,
gotten.
not that game. It was a different game.
Oh, let's see.
It was one of your JRPG type games.
Oh,
Those are new ones,
Shrine's
right?
Legacy. I was playing that. I think yesterday or a couple of days ago, and it's an indie co-op game where you have two characters, and one of them gets the sword that you can put gems in, and the gems do different abilities. And like I said, you can co-op, but also you can have the computer fight as the second character, and you're going around trying to collect these gems to power up your sword so you can fight this evil guy. It's a fun game. It's a fun indie game, and it's part of the Infinite Alliance group too.
Yeah, you played 26 days in a row.
Yeah,
You know what? The other game I saw you playing was Little Witch in the Woods, and I have to wonder: is that out of secret? Is that out of early access?
I will check and verify, but I think it is. I thought it did. Yeah, it is out of early access.
I played it like a year and a half ago when it was in early access on Game Pass.
It is a really cozy. I don't know if I want to say survival, but I guess it is kind of a survival.
Exploration.
What?
Exploration.
Oh yeah, exploration. Yes, you're exploring around this area and you're cataloging fauna and bugs and butterflies and
Potions.
yeah, potions, and I think you have an energy meter on there too to I guess make you go back and rest. And you're just learning the ins and out of being a little witch and making potions and alchemy and it does remind me a little bit of Graveyard Keeper, like it's the same genre kind of game.
Yeah, but there's no twist in Little Witch in the Woods.
Right, there's no.
It's exactly what it's about.
Yeah,
Got you meeting people and making potions.
Yeah, so it's a nice, chill, cozy game. For not no high stress. You just going out and exploring, and like I said, you can collect, and you have this little book where you draw the what you're looking at, and you unlock stuff when you do that. So it's like you're cataloging the things, like literally manually cataloging them. So that's kind of fun.
You also played a game that's just a Japanese title. Oh, it's Dragon Quest 1 and 2. Why did they do that? Why did they list it by its Japanese title? Did you play the Japanese version of that game?
I don't know. But yeah, I was playing Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I finished. I killed the boss of 2, but I guess it was a true ending, so I have to do that, and then that'll wrap that up. Then I can probably move on to Dragon Quest 7 at some point.
Have you played Dragon Quest Reimagined? Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined.
I played the demo, and it is nice, and it does take a little while to get to combat if you're someone that's in a rush for combat. But it's supposed to be a more streamlined game than the previous versions.
There's been some complaints about that, but of course there's always going to be complaints when you change a game. Some people just like their original content.
Yeah, that's true. Especially if they played the original, they're very attached to that content, and then it feels a little upsetting because that was like
just as people who played Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, that's a good example. Oh man. But,
yeah,
it's been a good gaming year so far.
Yeah, if you're an indie gamer, sure. So I've been playing MLB The Show 26 in addition to Slay the Spire. It sucks. It just sucks. Road to the Show is so boring, and it's like the franchise mode is just bare bones. And a lot of things happen in it, just not baseball. Just not baseball. It's like a very pretty girl, but she has the mind of a sponge. Sea sponge. Or a sea anemone. It's just so disappointing. I mean, I wish I had a PlayStation 3 and was playing the show 14 or something. What do you
It seemed like it's been on a downward spiral for you across a few years. Like,
Yeah, because they discovered Madden Ultimate Team, and they did Diamond Dynasty, and now the focus is on that because that's what makes it money fast.
yeah. And it's just not getting better, huh? It's actually getting worse.
I won't say it's getting worse. I'm going to say it's marginally maybe better a little bit, but it's still a waste of time. I'm just playing it for the achievements. I haven't played NBA 2K in a long while because of the same thing.
Yeah, I remember the times that I did remember hear you playing it last. It was a similar story. Like, I don't know, man. Sports games just.
Here's the thing. The same thing is happening to Out of the Park Baseball too. Marcus Heinsohn left. A Korean company took over, and now the quality has gone down the shithole. And I, for the first time, refused to play an Out of the Park Baseball game. I played every single one from the first one to the 26th one. I'm not to the 25th, 26th one. I'm not playing 27. I'm sorry, but I'm not. I refuse. It's just shitty. It's buggy and shitty. And Marcus Heinsohn hasn't been there for 2 years. Yes, 27 this year. I don't even know if I want to play it if I was handed a free copy. But check this out: it's $50 now. It used to be $29.99. And even for inflation, that's outrageous. And they have their own Madden version of it. It's just unbelievable. Instead of improving it where it would really help, By the way, for some reason, my Steam page opened up to Half-Life Alyx, and I am going to have to play that someday. Make some use out of my Oculus. I know you played the shit out of that.
I did. I think it's an amazing feat of engineering.
When did it come out? 2020. Wow.
Yep.
It came out during the pandemic.
That was our game of the year that year.
What was my game of the year? I know it was for Game Watch. I was writing for Game Watcher at the time. I think was it Rust? Not Rust. You know the game I'm talking about, the retro shooter. Not Rust. It was a 4-letter word.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, it's not coming to me.
Not Iron Fury. That was the Quake clone.
You said it was a retro style shooter?
Yeah, it was a 4-letter retro style shooter, and it's on every list. All I have to do is look. I'm surprised because if it's not here, odd. But yeah, I have played Ion Fury, even though I have it in my library. That one is the Quake. What's it called? It would say Quake, not Doom. On a side note, I have played a little bit of Hexen 1 and 2, just for funsies.
I tried Hexen 1, and I hear Hexen 2 is better. I couldn't get into Hexen 1.
What? You didn't like launching a sheep on a catapult?
It's the stuff that leads up to it. I wasn't crazy about the start of the game.
Well, that's what happens. So yeah, what else have I played? I know there was an indie game that came out on Game Pass, which I try to like. You make deliveries in it in a snowy thing, and it just made so many bad decisions that I just couldn't. I mean, for one thing, I need to know where I'm going, and you have to have. It's supposed to be cozy, but cozy doesn't mean just plop someone and not tell them what to do. You have to have some motivations to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't get into it. And it's rare because I do get into those kind of games. Even though I don't like it, I still play Pacific Drive every so often.
Really? That's interesting.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with Pacific Drive. There's too much of nothing in it. There's too much of nothing in it. There has to be something, because what happens is, you stop, when you do all these scavenging, it's sort of like I'm getting nothing. I need more. I need 14 rubber and I found 4, Speed up the game.
Yeah,
Pace is a thing, folks. Pace really is a thing. Okay, so the name of the game was Easy Delivery Company. I just couldn't get into it.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's like an acronym. Don't they go by the acronym?
I don't know. It just shows it. A game that I downloaded and I think I played on PC, but I'm going to give it another shot, is Disco Elysium. I haven't played that in a while. I haven't played that in a long while either.
I've played a bit of Disco Elysium, but I've never actually gotten through the whole game. And
someone told me to think of it as a... Go ahead, Scott.
I haven't finished it either. I got, I don't know, I'm still in the beginning of the game. But
that's what everybody says. We're all at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
You know what? Someone told me you should treat it more like a visual novel. Even though it's an RPG, you should treat it like a visual novel.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing particularly wrong about it. It's a dense game.
A lot of people's game of the year.
Yeah, and I was caught at times where I had other things I had to do, so it was one that I just always kept putting aside.
I think
played a little.
It lacks a certain charm to make you want to keep going. Your
main character is the schlubbiest guy on earth.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't really care about this guy. So it's like I don't even feel bothering.
Those are the 8 deadly words. You know the 8 deadly words? I don't care what happens to these people. Those
yeah, if you don't care, then how are other people gonna care? So it's like.
Yeah, the one thing I heard a lot from people about that whole thing was that they were rooting for his sidekick, that inspector that kind of picks up after his ass the whole time.
He was more interesting.
It's funny because a game like Planescape Torment, a lot of people love, but they don't seem to play.
It's I know because this is my issue. I know some devs like Josh Sawyer, they get tired of tropes and archetypes and things that people keep wanting to hone in on, but these things are what makes people complete the game.
Here's the thing. Pentiment is a very literate game. But I played the shit out of it because I like the characters.
Yeah.
I think that's an important part of it. You have to like the characters.
There's an argument to be made that good writing can make a mediocre game better.
Yeah, but Paul will tell you story is gameplay's bitch.
Yeah.
By the way, one of the most literate games is Mass Effect. And people like playing Mass Effect. Not because it's actiony, because the first game, the action sucked! It's because they like the writing, they like the characters, and they like the choices that you made.
Yeah. That first game's combat is something. I know people really love it as far as they really love that traditional RPG vibe of it, where it's more focused on the numbers and stats than it is on the action that Mass Effect 2 and 3 did. And I get it. I just don't like it.
And the other thing is that I've started replaying Dragon Age the Veilguard. This time I'm documenting every second I play because I like the characters and I like the dialogue and I'm invested in the story. I played all the 3 games before it, I wanted to see how it ended.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about the Veilguard. It is a definitive end for this period. All the answers are answered. Spoilers, kind of spoilers. We find out that elves are spirits that melded with humans to become physical. Found out that dwarves are the blood of the Titans, and that's where the blight comes from. End of the game, the blight is no longer a problem. It's soothed. It's not gotten rid of, but it's soothed.
I'll say this because Dragon Age: The Veilguard took a beating in a social commentary.
You know what's funny? Here's the funny thing. When it became free to play on EA as part of EA Pass, a lot of people started playing it and started really enjoying it. So it's sort of like there was a crusade by people who didn't even touch the game.
Yeah, and like I'm glad. All that to say, I'm glad those people got to finish telling their story because some people don't get that chance, especially now with the way the video game industry is. There very easily could have been a road where Veilguard was just canceled and we never got to see how that story ended. And if anything, I'm glad that they got to finish it.
Here's the thing. By the way, the actress who did the voice of Morgan said for a long time, well, I'm not in the fourth game. And then she found out, I am in the fourth game because they handed me a script late in the game. That's one of the things. Morgan, if you met her in Dragon Age Origins, you could not conceive of her being where she is in the Veilguard. But if you played all the games, it makes perfect sense. She goes from being this Anne Ryandian, everyone for themselves, basically a cunt, and you don't know if she's good or evil. By the fourth game, she's Glinda the Good Witch. She's still sarcastic and snarky, but she is firmly on the side of good. And she wants to help people. Have you seen the ending of Dragon Age: The Veilguard?
Yes, I've seen a couple of them.
Well, I recorded mine and placed it. I wonder if you watched mine because I have the absolute best ending.
Yeah, I saw the one that you posted.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something. I keep forgetting his name. His first name begins with a G. Gareth something, who does the voice of Solus. I mean, he does some incredible acting work during the entire game. Did in Inquisition, but here he really, especially when he breaks down and seeing Mythal, it's just touching. Anyways, we're talking too much about old games. Let's talk about an older game. Go ahead, Scott.
Okay. This is a gaming flashback, Minecraft. Minecraft is a sandbox game developed and published by Mojang Studios, followed by its initial public alpha release in 2009. It was formally released in 2011 for personal computers.
Now, you said that you jumped in at 2010.
Yeah, and that was when the villages were introduced, but not the villagers. So they were, they weren't quite in yet. And I was watching stuff like Race for the Wool, where people would do these maps, and they were competing to find these wool pieces, and they would make a monument to put the wool on, and you'd win the race. Okay. And so, like, shortly after I joined, they were starting to introduce villagers, but first they were introduced as testificates, and they didn't really do much, but just kind of walked around and went,
But they did have the the Enderlings and stuff like that, right? The monsters. Oh yeah.
They didn't have the illagers yet, but they had the pigmen in the Nether, and they were all hostile. They were Endermen.
Ones who appeared at night, and I know that Mojang did a clever thing in which they didn't move if you were looking at them. You turn your head, they would move. They would move towards you. But only when
that's a recent thing. The oh man, I forgot what they called it now. Yeah, the pale wood and the I forgot what the thing is called now. You stare at it and it won't move, but you can smack it and it does these little glowing beads to the tree, and then you can find the glowing heart.
I thought that's what the Endermen did.
No, the Endermen, you can't look at them. If you look at them, you piss them off and they attack you. And again, that was introduced later with the end update. And they were only in the end. In the beginning, they were only in the end. Okay. So the game has since been ported to numerous platforms, including mobile devices and various video game consoles. In Minecraft, players explore a procedurally generated world with virtually infinite terrain made up of voxels, cubes. They can
And
discover.
that's actually, if I remember correctly, the console version was like 256 by 256 at first.
And they can discover and extract raw materials, craft tools and items, build structures, fight hostile mobs, and cooperate with or compete against other players in multiplayer. The game's large community offers a wide variety of user-generated content such as modifications, servers, player skins, texture packs, and custom maps, which add new game mechanics and possibilities.
And boy, howdy do they!
Yeah, all sorts of things. They got Mega Man maps. They got
making a Tetris game is like the least of their accomplishments.
Yeah, there's so many different things. They have these open world adventure maps. There's this one called Diversity, where they have multiple smaller maps in the whole collection, so that way you could see a variety of stuff. Like there's parkour and dungeons, and
they made a working cell phone,
and there's trivia, and then when they introduced the Elytra, you multiply everything by tenfold, because now everything can be done with an Elytra. Now you can have races with an Elytra. You can have all sorts of crazy stuff. And yeah, in the most recent update, they're introducing this sulfur cube slime thing, and you can put a block in it, and then depending on what the block is, it'll act with that properties, so you could smack it around and be like a ball, and you could do all sorts of mini games with that. And I just love how they can add one little thing, and it adds so much more dynamic to the game, add more possibilities, and it's just this ultimate sandbox game.
Well, moving on, and then we can discuss that.
Originally created by Marcus Notch Persson using the Java programming language, Jens Jeb Bergesten was handed control over the game's development following its full release. In 2014, Mojang and Minecraft intellectual property were purchased by Microsoft for $2.5 billion. Xbox
Stop right there. They paid $2.5 billion, and at the time, people were thinking, why are they spending that much money on a single game? And then they find out, wow, they got a bargain.
Yeah, because they made their money back that year. They
made their money back and tenfold.
Yeah, they've done a lot. And continuing, let's see. Xbox Game Studios holds the publishing rights for the Bedrock Edition, the unified cross-platform version, which evolved from the Pocket Edition codebase and replaced the legacy console versions. Bedrock is updated concurrently with Mojang's original Java edition, although with numerous general small differences.
So we have to talk about this. Okay, so first you have the Bedrock edition, which is basically cross-platform play. Everybody can play together. The Java edition is the original PC version, which it's connected but not connected to the rest of Minecraft. It's sort of like, this is where a lot of the innovative stuff comes, a lot of experimentation from the users come from, and all that stuff. Microsoft, I believe, still sends them stuff, but it's more like people tend to use the Java version as their own private playground.
Yeah, that's, I think, the point of the Minecraft. And Java, I feel, is the better one, because then you don't have to worry about the microtransactions and seeing the store purchases. Well, you can get maps for free. You can have a larger map than what you would get on Realms. The Realms maps are limited, extremely limited.
There is something to be said about, though, a lot of the. This is the newest one. It wasn't SpongeBob. It was something else that they had. Now they always have all of these licensed. And here's the funny thing about all the licensed stuff that comes to Minecraft. No one ever seems to complain about it. They just say, yeah, give us more.
Yeah, that's true.
There was something else. Oh, yeah, and also content. It used to be that Microsoft would do voting, and they don't do that anymore because people get upset because they think the second place one isn't going to be in the game. So, of course it's going to be in the game.
It's just a matter of when. And people just have to be more patient with that kind of thing.
They just release it.
Yeah, the Copper Golem has been added now, so the other stuff that didn't win will probably be added eventually. and they are doing updates. I mean, that the main thing they update is Java because they just did Tiny Takeover with little baby mobs, and then the newest one is going to be the sulfur update where they have a sulfur cave and you can get little sulfur blocks and cinnabar blocks, and you also can do hot spas with the sulfur blocks so that the water will boil and bubble, which is a nice effect to have. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, the sulfur cubes, which can be used for all sorts of mini games that you could do, like basketball or whatever,
Here's the thing. It's interesting to see the difference between Minecraft and Call of Duty because both of them are platforms unto themselves.
Yeah.
Right. But in Minecraft, it's so positive, except for certain places. But it's so positive. It's sort of like, we're getting a duck. Yeah. And you get new mobs. It's like a celebration, even if it's just an animal.
I mean, someday you want to see what that animal can do and what it can bring to the game and what mechanics and just all sorts of different stuff. And sometimes it's just nice having that animal in the game. Like you just want a panda for decoration, just chill in the corner with eating its bamboo or something, or the axolotls.
But in Call of Duty, it's like it's in record time. People are complaining and down on the game. They still play it, but they're down on the game. By the way, it inevitably happened to Battlefield 6 as well. No multiplayer shooter is ever immune to complaints. I mean toxic complaints.
I don't know. I guess
never happy.
I guess something about the nature of a shooting game just tends to breed very competitive, aggressive people. So I don't know.
Well, a game that's built around creation.
Exactly. It's a lot more positive. Everybody's just building stuff and creating things and having fun together.
We have to put an asterisk there because you also have the dark side of Minecraft. You have the adult Minecraft servers, and they don't mean adult as in porno. I mean adult as in anything goes. It's like 6v, 6T, Anarchy server, or Bad Wolf MC. There's some Japanese things in which they had contests and all that. There's just so... But here's the thing, it's so permissive. See, that's the other thing. Microsoft did the wisest thing and told Mojang, just make us money. Do what you want, just make us money. And Mojang said, yeah, sure. As much as people complain, Microsoft has been extremely hands-off in terms of making suggestions or making changes to the game. It's sort of like Mojang gets final call.
That is good. I am glad of that, at least to get that kind of creative freedom.
It's not just creative freedom. It's just, not tinkering.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
Do you want me to continue?
Yes.
Okay. Minecraft is the best-selling video game in history with 35 million copies sold.
No.
What?
350 million copies sold.
I said that. 350.
You said 35. You said 35 million.
350 million copies sold.
Now, here's the thing. Minecraft is not the biggest license. That would be Pokemon. But we're talking about video games, and a single video game. Although I don't know how much you can consider Minecraft a single video game. It's sort of like there's a Minecraft 2 and a Minecraft 3 and a Minecraft 4. It's just that it's never called Minecraft 2 and Minecraft 3 and Minecraft 4 because it's constantly evolving.
It's definitely a video game. I mean,
I know, but I'm just saying it's like each version might as well be the sequel of its own version. It's such a gradual change because I'm pretty sure if you played the original Minecraft, you'd say, "Oh, I feel so constrained."
Well, yeah, you'd be missing all those blocks that you've been building with, and all the mechanics that you can use. I mean, there was a long time where we didn't have enchanting tables, where we didn't have the beacon. It's like everything was so much slower. Oh man!
And once you started having conveyor belts, it was all over.
Oh yeah. The hoppers and the mine carts. I think the mine carts have been around for a while though.
No, but they had that addition to it, which made not electricity, but it made it easier to make a conveyor belt. And that's when you had all these innovations coming in by people making Tetris and stuff.
I think you mean with the water, because I think that's what people get water and ice with moving items around.
Has received critical.
So it has received critical acclaim, winning several awards and being cited as one of the greatest video games of all time. Social media, parodies, adaptations, merchandise, and the annual Minecon conventions have played prominent roles in popularizing it. The wider Minecraft franchise includes several spin-off games such as Minecraft Story Mode.
Oh yeah. So the funny thing about Minecraft Story Mode, it started as a 5-chapter thing. People loved it. Okay, we'll make it 10 chapters. Okay, no, we'll make it 14 chapters. I know you played the shit out of it.
I did. I played a lot of it. I loved doing the little building parts of it and just doing all the different dialogue choices. It was a lot of fun. And, I still have it on Steam at least. They also had consequences in that there was real choices you had to make and live with in the story narrative.
Going. Yeah, Minecraft Dungeons. And oh, by the way, they just announced, I believe they announced Minecraft Dungeons 2.
Yes, they did. They just showed a trailer for it, so we haven't seen too much more on what they're doing there.
So for those who don't know, Minecraft Dungeons is basically Diablo. It's a cozy Diablo.
Hopefully the second one will be better and last longer.
Yeah, but it always struck me that Minecraft Dungeon was sort of like the sort of thing you would play with a younger kid and just enjoy yourselves. Minecraft Legends is a stranger. It was more like Fortnite for Minecraft. And then you had a film adaptation titled The Minecraft Movie, released in 2025, became the second highest video game film of all time, and you can thank Jack Black for it, because I don't think people have went to see it without Jack Black.
I definitely wasn't bothered. I think he really sold the whole thing. The excitement, the energy he had.
And also the idea that this is goofy. And that's what Minecraft needs to be, is goofy. What was the highest?
You want me to continue?
Yeah.
Following the surge in Minecraft's popularity from 2010 onward, numerous other games were characterized as clones of it, whether due to direct inspiration or superficial visual similarity. Named examples include Ace of Spades, Castle Miner, Fortress Craft, Terraria, and Lunani. There's also Hypixel. That's another one that's coming out.
So 2 of those games. One, Terraria, we all know. That's basically 2D Minecraft. From that came Starbound. Fortress Craft is interesting. Fortress Craft was a 99-cent Xbox Live indie arcade game. That was basically Minecraft, and it was the highest selling indie game on that storefront ever. It sold more than 1 million. And then when it went to Steam, they completely changed it, and it started a whole new genre. The factory genre, from which games like Factoria came out. The factory in which you have all these conveyor belts and, you're trying to, shoot things in space and all that stuff. So, yeah, Fortress Craft was weird.
Let's see, and there's also $4 million Mind Test. Following Microsoft's acquisition of Mojang, several developers announced clone titles specifically targeting Nintendo's consoles, which were at the time the only major platform not to have received the official Minecraft release. These titles include Ucraft, Cube Life, Island Survival, Discovery, Cube Creator 3D, and Stoneshire by Fingergun Games. Those concerns ultimately proved unfounded as the official Minecraft release on the Nintendo platform eventually resumed.
And then we had Steve going on Super Mario Brothers Smash. Super Smash Brothers. Steve.
Yeah, Steve went into Smash Brothers with, I thought they added Alex and the Creeper too. I can't remember.
They did. They were all skins of the same character.
Okay, but you could use blocks with the battling, which looked cool. It was a neat mechanic.
It was like Steve ended up being like the most problematic character of the whole game.
Oh yeah, because
he was very hard to balance.
That's the other thing, because the developer said that Steve was impossible. It was really hard to make sure that he was fun to play, but also didn't own people because of
Well,
his
and
abilities.
the thing is that Steve's abilities let him pick up pieces of the stage, and that's something that they had never done with any other character, where the character can alter the stage. And secondly, the more he harvests, the bigger his weapons get. And he had the minecart, and he had the ability to just make walls in front of himself. And man, like in the late stages of Smash Ultimate competition, I heard nothing but complaints about Steve being way too strong, and they just didn't know what to do to tone him down because he just had a perfect kit.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because the mechanics around building were never incorporated before. So you would think they would have to have the other characters have abilities to counter Steve's, or at least give them some sort of balance there. But that is hard to balance.
Yeah, it was more along the lines of he just had some of the best offense possible. He had ridiculously good defense with that wall, and then he had evasion with his minecart because he can move really far, really fast, and and just covers so much screen. Like the character is just the way that he was built worked perfectly with what Smash Ultimate did to make him better than pretty much every other character.
Hmm.
And finally,
Marcus Pearson developed a separate game, Minicraft, for Let Them Dare competition in 2011. In 2025, Pearson used a poll on his X account to signal he was considering a spiritual successor to Minecraft, subsequently clarifying he was 100% serious and had effectively announced Minecraft 2, though he canceled the plans within days after consulting with his team.
so the team said, no. We don't want you anywhere near Minecraft anymore. Go away, Marcus. Get out. And for good reason, we're not going to get into. Anyways, we're moving on to quick news. So Microsoft had their developer direct yesterday, and they packed a lot in 30 minutes. That was a lot of game in 30 minutes. So of the games that you see listed here, which did any of them what's it called interest you?
I liked The Eternal Life of Goldman. Looked interesting.
Yeah, so that game, you play an old guy who's immortal, and his only weapon is a cane.
It looks like you can modify the cane.
You can modify the cane to do different things.
It just seems like a really fun game, and I like the narrator, and the animation is beautiful. It has gorgeous pixel animation.
Yeah, it. For a moment, I thought it was a licensed game. I'm trying to remember what it reminded me of. It wasn't SpongeBob; it was something else, and it's sort
Cuphead,
of like,
maybe, or
no, not Cuphead.
Hades.
It's an IP that never had been done before, and should have been a long time ago. An old IP, and I'm trying to remember what it was, but I can't remember it now. Everybody was talking about Stranger Than Heaven.
Yeah, they finally showed a gameplay trailer for it. It's another game from Ryuga Gotoku Studio, the people who make
Yakuza game.
Mm-hmm. And it's not quite a Yakuza game, but it's like it feels to me like it's going to be like Judgment, where it's a spin-off set in that same.
It's an origin story. It's because it takes place in 5 eras. It takes place in 1915, 1929, 1943, and 1965.
Yeah.
And all those are important parts of Japanese history.
Yep. And as far as just anything else, it's the first time we got to see what actual gameplay in there looked like, and it did look a bit better than the usual Yakuza game.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I don't know if people know this, but lately the Yakuza games have been getting trashed on, specifically the Kiwami games, and Yakuza Kiwami 3 has been pilloried by the community. They hate it. They hate that game.
They made some very unfortunate changes and some very unfortunate casting decisions that made people just absolutely frustrated. It's one of the first big missteps I've seen Ryoga Gotoku have. Like they've generally had goodwill and done well by the fans.
The last few games have been getting criticized though. So.
The
Not to the degree of Kiwami 3, just more like this is like low tier.
Yeah. Parent Yakuza in Hawaii, like its biggest crime was that it was just kind of okay. It wasn't like it was a solid 7.
Didn't Kazumi Kiryu die in the last game?
In the last mainline game,
the Like a Dragon Pirate Life one.
No, I don't. No, he didn't die in that game.
I know some people were upset about his death somewhere, and I don't remember where it was from.
Yeah, I think it was the last mainline game. The Like a Dragon 7, 8, one of them.
What did you think of Serious Sam Shatterspace?
I thought nothing of it. Well, here's actually something. It's made by Behavior Interactive, and not like being published by Behavior Interactive, but developed by Behavior Interactive, the Dead by Daylight folks. And I don't.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Gotham City Imposters.
Yeah. So is this supposed to be like a co-op shooter,
shooter? Yeah.
Like a kill zone type thing? No.
Well, here's the thing. Each character has their own weapons, so it's more in line with Redfall or Left 4 Dead.
Well, I was saying, like, is it like Killing Floor where it's like wave killing, or is it?
I think it's more like Left 4 Dead or Redfall, or those multiplayer action co-op games. It's interesting. I wasn't put off by it. I can imagine why some people would be, because they're going with a really interesting art style. They're going hyper cartoony.
I was talking to someone about this the other day. I'm curious what happens with it, because Behavior Interactive has kind of a thing about them where everything that they've done that isn't Dead by Daylight doesn't work. it like plays, but like they haven't had anything that took off the way that Dead by Daylight did.
What's funny is that Dead by Daylight has emergent gameplay in which the players themselves create the stories. So perhaps they're not capable of making the stories and maintaining them.
Maybe. I just don't. It's just that I've noticed that like Dead by Daylight is the one thing that they've got that just hits on every level and stays relevant. Okay. But I don't know what to think of this yet. I need to see gameplay. I think I need to see gameplay before I can, because I don't care much for Serious Sam as a series. I think it's okay.
I like it as the Talos experiment. No, it's Talos. Wait, it's not the Talos experiment. Talos Principle. When Hunter the Reckoning Death Wish started airing, I said, "Oh wait, this looks like it's a World of Darkness game." And I thought, "Oh, is this going to be sort of like an offshoot of Bloodlines?" No, it's Hunter the Reckoning. So those who don't know the World of Darkness, the hunters are the vampire hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're on the other side. And the last time they had a Hunter the Reckoning game was back in 1990 something. 1996, 1997, 1998, sometime like that. It was also around the time of the first Vampire the Masquerade game, too.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember having a lot of fun with that co-op action game. I enjoyed that a lot with my friends.
So this one looks like it's just going full action.
It's going first person as well. I'm curious if they'll keep the co-op element. I was kind of hoping they would. Yeah. I feel like you have to if you're going to say Hunter the Reckoning at this point, because those previous games were so good for that.
In the Who Cares file is Super Meat Boy 3D. And I don't know, it's sort of like, okay. Is this what you really wanted to do instead of eugenics? Seriously?
It's not the original Team Meat, though. It's
Team Meat, but it's Team Meat without Edmund McMullen.
Oh.
It's Team Meat. That's why Ed McMullen left Team Meat, because he wanted to do eugenics.
Okay.
So they said, no, we're gonna stick with our title character. We're gonna have Super Meat Boy 3D.
It looks like a 3D platformer.
It looks like a 3D Super Meat Boy. Who cares?
We'll see.
I mean,
Because like
it's supposed to.
I'm just glad it's not like the second one, because the second one where it was an auto runner was not fun. I don't like not having control over my character.
See, but
But
that's the problem I have. I'm wondering, is this just another follow the leader sort of thing? Like they want to do their own Super Mario Galaxy,
mm,
except deadlier?
what else did I see in there? There was a couple games in there that really caught
Oh,
my
let's talk
eye.
about Dispatch. It's coming to Xbox finally. It's going to be on the Xbox Live, and Microsoft said, "Hey, guess what? We're going to keep the green penises."
It's kind of whack that it took this long for them to put it on
It
Xbox.
was probably a 1 year long exclusive deal, but
Maybe.
it's going to be on Xbox Play Anywhere at least.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
wonder if it's going to have any content added to it.
I don't know,
It
but
says the full
I'm
collection of episodes, but
I'm happy to see it's happening though, because I have a bunch of friends that have wanted to play this game very badly, and they've been waiting for the Xbox release.
and they couldn't play it on. It's like I said, Play Anywhere. So if you get the PC version, you have the Xbox version, and vice versa.
I mean, okay, so I have a question, Jonah.
Yes.
You're a huge Mass Effect fan.
Yeah.
What's your take on The Expanse, Osiris Reborn?
I don't watch that show. I have no emotional involvement with it.
I don't
And
have
the
any.
trailer just didn't catch me.
It looked like they were trying for sort of a Mass Effect vibe to me. I didn't know if you got that at all either.
No, I got actually, I got a Japanese anime vibe from it.
Huh.
Like one of those Japanese anime science fiction shows.
It just appeared like they're going to have some melee, they're going to have some shooty. It looked like they have some customization. It looks like they have some space travel. I don't know. It looked more in depth. I thought I remembered it being a TV show, but it looked like something actually fleshed out.
You know what? Here's the thing. You know what really caught people's attention from the Stranger of Heaven trailer? It was the music. The music was perfect. What was the expense? It was forgettable. But you were watching Stranger Than Heaven. It felt like you were watching a 70s, a 70s, what's it called, Grindhouse movie.
Yeah, it was real good.
So they are gonna. By the way, they are gonna have a deep dive on May 6th for Stranger Than Heaven.
Mm-hmm. That was the big news out of that, and I think the last one that really, really, really caught my eye was Artificial Detective.
Yeah, so that was weird. There's no humans left except for this kid.
Yeah,
This is an interesting concept, though. Having a robot detective, and looks like there's nanobots flying around.
Yeah, but I think the entire draw is a robot detective with his kid sidekick.
Yeah,
and it works. It didn't feel contrived.
Mm-hmm. Like I was actually surprised to see that was an indie dev, and like that game looked pretty. At the very least, it looked very interesting. I really was compelled. I want to see more, and I want to like dig in on that because it seems like something.
Same
I really
here.
want to play.
How about
now these characters I'm interested in. I haven't even played the game.
Well, there's a question. What'd you think of Forever Ago? That was the one with the old guy in his camper, and he's having all these memories. I found myself wanting to know more. Let me put it that way. You don't
I'm taking another look at it.
Yeah.
How could you forget it?
I might have not missed it before.
They did a lot of games in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
They have they showed off a cozy. Just like the game we were talking about before. The Little Witch thing.
Yeah.
The Grave Seasons. Seems like a cozy exploration game. It's a farming sim, but it has a quote-unquote terrifying.
It has a dark side. It looks like there's horror elements in it.
Yeah.
So
Also, Hades 2 is finally getting on Xbox and PlayStation. It's going to be on Game Pass as well. I have it on Epic, but I haven't played a single moment of it yet. I think I was just waiting for it to come out to Game Pass. I could get achievements. I hear people are mixed on it. Like it's technically really good, but it doesn't have that freshness that the first Hades did.
I haven't had too much of a chance to fiddle with it, but that is a consensus I've heard out of others, is it has a little bit less sauce than the first game.
Yeah, the anime as fuck games. You had Wuthering Waves and that other game, Ascend to Zero. It's sort of like, okay, this is Xbox still trying to get the Japanese audience, or at least the weeaboo audience. It's fine. I mean, you have Bluey's Happy Snaps, which is, kiddie game. It's an activity game.
Yeah, I was happy to see that there was something for all ages here, though, because you don't often get something like that, and Bluey's a pretty popular IP, so
It's very, very popular. Enough to have its own, its own MAGA knockoffs.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
So, the game that I really wanted to talk that really impressed me, even though I knew nothing about what was going on with it, was Alien Deathstorm.
Yes.
It looked really good, and it had obvious ripoffs of the Demogorgons from Stranger Things, but from what I understand, it's going to be sort of like a survivalish first-person game.
It looked very intense. I got
for the first moment, I thought they're doing either a remake of oh god, you know the name of the game I'm talking about, with the creatures. How did I forget it? Oh, Deep Space. Yeah, Deep Space. I thought there was a new Dead Space. I thought it was a new Death Space game, but it wasn't.
When I saw,
go ahead.
There was something else I thought it was going to be at first, but it ended up feeling to me like Doom 4, but like more wide open.
Here's the only thing that gives me pause. It's Rebellion. They're very hit and miss. I liked Atomfall, but a lot of people didn't, and I got bored with it as well. I never get bored with Sniper Elite, but so it's gonna be interesting to see if this is gonna be good or bad.
Well, what's your take on what's the zombie knockoff one? Zombie Nazis?
Yeah, I mean, shooting a zombie in the testicles just doesn't have as much of a thrill. Zombies don't care about their testicles. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's Zombie Army. But like that's kind of another Killing Floor type game where it's like wave shooter type stuff with the characters taking on classes.
This one seems more like a first-person Dead Space, because I get the impression you're going to have very limited weaponry. Like, it's going to be hard to find weapons. I
need to see what came after it, because there was a game I thought it was up until I realized it was its own thing.
By the way, that trailer for Alien Deathstorm, it was sort of hinting at destructible scenery. It's going to be interesting if it has true destructible architecture.
Okay.
Exactly. Wait, you thinking of Musa Dirty Fate? That's another first-person game that's coming.
No, it was something else. I need to see what came after that game, because I feel like
Musa Dirty Fate, as in, we're gonna do Resident Evil 4, except Japanese.
Oh, you know what we thought it was at first? We thought it was Stalker 2, because we saw...
No, Stalker 2 DLC was shown off.
Because they did end up showing Stalker 2 DLC, but when we saw the creatures pouring out...
Oh, you thought Alien Deathstorm was Stalker.
Yeah, because we thought there were mutants, in a new form of mutant in Stalker 2.
So, Musa Dirty Fate. I thought, you know what I thought it was? I thought it was going to be a new Sekiro game.
Yeah.
When I first saw it.
It doesn't look bad, but it looks like another open world.
Another open world Sekiro type hack and slash.
Yeah. Another Neo.
I mean, you like Neo. So.
I do like Neo, but Neo is the only one that lives up to the level of Neo so far.
We didn't like Ashen?
I didn't. But and like I don't mind these. These games are very pretty, but they lack a certain. From my experience, they've lacked a certain depth that Neo has.
You know, Musa looks exactly like that game, Juon. No, not Juon. That's the Grudge. But you know the one game I'm talking about, right? That knockoff Sekiro that came out.
Wuthering Waves.
No, I'm not talking about a gotcha game.
Is it? Where when's?
It was Xbox Game Pass Souls like. It wasn't Lives of P.
Where Winds Meet was like an open world action game like that.
I really consider Tunic to be a Souls like. I consider it to be a Zelda game that's really, really, really fun. But it was a very generic game. Oh, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, yeah. It reminds me of Wolong Fallen Dynasty. A generic Souls-like that's going to entertain for a couple of hours, and then you're going to forget about it 2 days later. Even you don't remember Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
I reviewed it, and I didn't mind it when I played it, but then they
that's the thing. You didn't mind it.
No, I have a very specific reason why I don't like that game.
I thought you said you didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it, and then they patched certain parts of the game that broke the game and made it nonsense.
I mean, even Lies of P is sort of like, oh yeah, that came out at one point. Remember Lies of P?
I did. I like Lies of P like 100% more than I like Wolong. Fuck Wolong.
But I'm just saying. It's sort of like, but Lies of P is like, oh, that's right. It came out once upon a time.
It has a bit more of a follow. It has a bit more of a following than that because like Bloodborne starved fans flocked to it.
Yeah. Also, it had the modular weapon mechanic as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was okay. Microsoft just put out a 24 trailers and said, "Here, enjoy."
A lot of this stuff is coming in 2027.
A lot of it's coming in 2026. Like 80s is coming in 2026. Dispatch is coming in 2026.
Yeah, but I just noticed that a lot of the new stuff was had 2027 windows on it.
So, anyways, we're gonna get more quick news. Hey, Square Enix was Metacritic's #1 ranked publisher thanks to 9 good games. I know that Scott is puffing out his chest a bit because he loves Square Enix output.
Well, yeah, I'm very happy to hear that the smaller budget games have basically been carrying Square Enix, and that's something I've been thinking for a long time now. And they've gotten...
Well, they have a mix. They put out, Final Fantasy VII Intergrade. They put out, some
those are the bigger budget ones that aren't doing
as well.
Well.
They do a mix. No, it did well enough. Because now you had more people buying it from different platforms.
I didn't even realize they published that many games last year.
Oh well, I wonder how many of them.
Yeah, didn't they say they were going to do less? I mean, it's just I can never.
Well, here's a question: Are they counting Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 as different games?
I mean, it came out as a bundle, so I don't know.
They probably count.
They released them. They did release them individually. As a matter of fact, each one is coming on Game Pass one at a time.
They probably can count each of the Dragon Quest HD remakes as a separate game.
Yeah.
1 and 2 though come together. You can't separate them if you wanted to.
No, but you also have Dragon Quest 7 that just came out.
That one's separate. Yeah, 7 is separate. 3 is separate. But 1 and 2 are together.
They're doing a lot of remasters and remakes, but also sneaking in a new game. They aren't doing their big games as much. I mean, 16 came out again this past year on Xbox. Hooray! Yeah.
They just need to step away from the NFT and the Battle Royale AI game, that Killer In. They need to just axe that.
No, that's Ubisoft's job.
Ugh.
That's Ubisoft's job.
Is Ubisoft making Killer In?
They're making NFT games still.
Okay.
Or they moved on to AI. EA is ending support for its most controversial Battlefield game ever. And I do remember this because guess what? I first saw it at E3 in 2015, and that would be Battlefield Hardline. Remember that game? It was the cops and robbers game. And that was the game in which you actually had to arrest people. You couldn't just shoot them, or you got docked points. Obviously, it's only going to be on the consoles that it's ending support. It's still on PC, but stop killing games. I believe you can buy it for pennies right now because you'll be able to play it single player if you want to. I wonder if if they.
I can't imagine why you would want to play Battlefield Hardline by yourself.
There are people who still play that game though. It has a fan base. There's a strange fan base, but it has a fan base. Slay the Spire 2 has already earned more than Hollow Knight's Silk Song and Hades 2 on Steam, apparently. Keep in mind, this is just on Steam. But, yeah. Well, one of the reasons is that there's a lot of us who didn't play it on PC, who played it on console, but the only way to play the early access game is on Steam. So guess what? We're going to play it on Steam. And like I said, I'm having a ball with it. It's one of those games in which I pop in, do one or two runs, then move on to something else. So we're going to do our only major news item. Sony announces... Go ahead.
I actually had a question about that. This is just... Are they judging it on units sold or the prices of the games?
Earned more, which means the amount of money it made.
It's kind of crazy.
They had concurrent 500,000 at one point. So,
man, people were.
Whenever you beat the game, it tells you how many people whacked on the architect. And last I saw was at 80 billion points of damage.
Was Slay the Spire 2 a Kickstarter, or did it just go right under early access?
No, it just went to early access.
Huh.
It was in early access. The first one was in early access too, but it was also a Kickstarter game.
It's crazy to see the sheer amount of people that were so damn excited to get into this game.
Well, yeah. I mean, the first game was on PC. It was a surprise hit. Then it hit Game Pass, and then it became big on console. And now everybody was eager for the next game.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hold everything up. It just I was thinking about the sheer amount of sales it would have to do to beat out Hollow Knight, Silksong, and Hades 2.
It is pretty impressive to see these indie games do so well.
Yeah, and Megacrit is no longer has a publisher because Humble Games is no longer a thing. It's not the Humble Bundle, but Humble Games disbanded.
I don't know. Somehow Humble Games is still a thing because they're a publisher for Threads of Time.
They're not doing new games. They're not doing new games. They still have the games on their storefront, but basically now they're just Humble Bundle. They're not going to produce any new games.
That's unfortunate too, because Humble Games put out some very good stuff.
But we always have Devolver Digital.
I suppose that's true.
That's the one sad thing about E3.
There's also Chucklefish and Finji that are also producing games.
Yeah, and Head Up does a pretty good job too.
But the thing is that you no longer have E3, which means you no longer have Devolver Digital renting out a parking lot to do their own mini E3 on their own big screen TV to play some of their new games, like Ape Escape.
Devolver Digital could host their own show.
And I remember I introduced the TJ to it, and he instantly said, "Oh, free beer and bar food." We did an episode right there with him with a cup of beer in one hand and just chatting along, lightly buzzed and just chilling out.
Humble Games produced one of my favorite indies, which is Fae Tactics, which is a Final Fantasy Tactics clone that is just so cute, so very good.
I have that game as well. I need to finish it.
So good.
I need to finish Ape Escape.
The boxer chicken man, he's like one of my favorite characters of all time.
Sony announces major price hikes for PlayStation 5, PlayStation Pro, and Portal. This comes from Eurogamer. Sony has announced significant price increases for its PlayStation range starting this April 2nd. And I laugh at that because I say, oh yeah, you want to make sure that people know this is not an April Fool's joke. This is April 2nd. We're not fooling around here. Which will see the cost of the base PS5 climb by about £90 in the UK. The company is blaming the price bump, which is making, after careful evaluation, on what it calls continued pressures in the global economic landscape. I'm not going to deal with the European pricing, but here's the prices of the US stuff. This is the prices of the US. The base PlayStation 5, $650. The PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, $600. The PlayStation 5 Pro, $900. PlayStation Portal, $250. Component shortages have already resulted in the delay for Valve's Steam Machine as the company grapples with memory and storage supplies. It's also been reported that Microsoft was mulling over an Xbox X and S price increase, as well as Nintendo. And guess what? If Sony does it, they'll say, oh, you know what? Let's do it too.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is about to be all around the board. And
I'm going to say it. I've been saying it for the past few months. This is a crash. This is a crash. This is a crash.
I can't imagine anyone being excited or enticed to buying consoles at this price.
Someone told me they bought a digital edition for $250 now, and they're grinning like loons because they got it at a bargain.
Yeah, like I don't know if y'all have seen the reactions to the original post on Twitter, but people were just like, usually, like so many posts just saying usually people lower prices this many years after the initial launch.
But here's the thing: I'm not blaming Sony. I'm absolutely not blaming Sony, because it is a shit show right now, and they're losing money hand over fist.
Yeah, seems like everybody is. But
yeah, we're all hurting.
And now the Game Pass being $30 doesn't seem so bad, does it? I will say go ahead.
I also saw folks that were like, real happy that I got my $500 PlayStation 5. Gonna polish that up and get it ready for sale for $1,400 by 2030.
No one's gonna. Yeah, that's the problem. If you don't already own a PS5, why do you want to buy a PS5?
I know, that's also a weird thing. Like, who doesn't have what they? If they wanted one, who doesn't have it at this point? Actually,
if I remember correctly, Nintendo did this shit first. They shit first.
They started with like a preemptive price increase when they launched the Switch 2 because.
And the original Switch. They didn't lower the price of the Switch. They raised the price of the Switch.
Oh yeah, they did that ahead of the launch.
Yeah.
Yep. Prices are going up everywhere.
And now Microsoft selling their Project Genesis for $900 doesn't seem so bad either. Especially since, from what I understand, it's more or less a small factor PC. Just with, it's going to be able to play all PC games. Let me put it that way.
That's the thing. Like,
go ahead.
If you're asking people for $700 to $900 for a console, why the hell would they not just buy like an entry-level laptop?
Well, I hate to tell you this about entry-level laptops right now, but those
it's the same. God, it sucks. It's so bad. It's pricing. There's not going to be games for kids anymore. Everybody's going to get priced out.
I wouldn't worry about it. So here's the thing: it is a crash, but it's not a permanent crash.
Oh, by the way, Brenda Romero agrees with you. By the way, Jonah.
Yes, he said. He said that.
She said she was on an interview today that said that like it's crashier than 1983.
Yeah, it is. The guy who runs Larian, made Baldur's Gate 3, also said Microsoft should not make lower tiers. That'll fracture Game Pass and ruin it. Just have the 3 tiers. That's it. Don't go like, oh, here's a $15. No, don't. Just stay with the $30, $20, $10. That's fine. People understand that.
All of it is whack. I hate it.
Hey, I'm making it like bandits with Game Pass, I feel like. I just pre-installed Hades 2. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And the problem is, and we all know the cause. These assholes who are snatching up all this RAM for non-existent data centers. It's not going to happen. Here's the thing, these tech pros, they're trying to find a solution to a problem that doesn't exist.
They sure do. And they make a lot more problems along the way.
We're starting to learn very quickly, just because you're rich doesn't mean you're smart. As a matter of fact, sometimes you're really an idiot.
Perhaps we shouldn't hand over so much of our infrastructure to them.
No. Matter of fact, you know what? There's some countries that do this, that if you don't pay taxes, you don't get the benefit of those taxes. You don't get to ride on the roads. You have to hire your own security because the police aren't going to help you because you're not paying them. Here's the thing. $100 billion that NVIDIA claims it's giving, if that were real money, you could give every adult in the United States $100,000 and still have hundreds of millions left over. That might help the food situation. And what's funny is that the guy who runs, I don't know if it's Microsoft or OpenAI, but he said that they could replace 10,000 white-collar jobs with AI. And someone said, well, what about you? What do you do that an AI couldn't do? I bet it would run the company better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better, but it will get better. But on the other hand, here's the thing, we're still getting the best games of the decade that would be best games of any decade. So happy about that.
Yeah.
Live service games dead yet or not? No, they're still coming out. Nope.
Marathon is actually gaining traction for now, so live service games continue to be.
Yeah, but here's the thing, if it's here a year later, then great. Oh, that reminds me. Epic had to fire like 800 people or something like that because less people are playing Fortnite. This is what happens when you revolve your entire business around a single game.
No, this is what happens when you go sue crazy against fucking companies that have $1 trillion market caps. And Tim Sweeney is worth fucking $7 billion. The cuts that they were talking about making is $500 million. Cut into your own paycheck, asshole. Because they fired so many people that were integral to that game. They fired people that were getting rid of cheaters. They fired the guy that designed their most iconic skin in the whole game, Jonesy. They fired that person. And apparently they didn't really even vet the people they were firing. HR just came up with a list and did it. And that is so
short-sighted, putting it nicely.
It's like firing your programmers so that AI could write programs for you and realizing, oh, wait, how are we going to debug this shit?
And the parts that piss me off the most about this is that Tim Sweeney has the gall to say something like we have to make some cuts as the bastion of the industry where we're taking hits, because he's obviously referring to the court cases. He's obviously referring to the suing. He's obviously referring to the legal battles with Apple and Google. And he's pretending like this is a acceptable loss for us. I'm willing to sacrifice you for our cause because it's just. Oh, good for you.
Remember when people liked Tim Sweeney?
That reminds me of the that line in the Shrek movie with the king or whatever. It says this is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
No, that is a sacrifice.
Many of you will die.
Yeah,
and that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. And then the next day, he goes and makes a tweet that says, you all have to understand that we're unleashing a multitude of talent into the industry. You're welcome. What a fucking asshole.
Well, he's gonna find out you can't buy your own legacy. So,
I'm like that's why I'm supporting smaller indie developers. They're much
I'm supporting good games. I don't care where they
yeah.
come from. You know, I support good games, which is why I've not paid a dime for MLB The Show. I have not paid a dime for NBA The Show. I have not paid a dime for anything that I didn't get for free by renting or something. You know, it's not worth it, and it's only because I want to have an informed opinion on something. I'm not going to say something sucks if I haven't played it. MLB The Show 27 sucks. I'm afraid to say it. You know, I know it sounds like I'm favoritism toward Mark and Heinzen, but Out of the Park Baseball 27 sucks.
Yeah.
To play that. Why should I? And it kills me because I really want a good sim, baseball sim, and a playable baseball sim. And I get neither. Instead, I get a Super Mega Baseball force sucking.
Yeah, and like, what do you even have to look? What? It's a sad state of affairs. Nobody's good. Nobody's doing that kind of game anymore.
Anyways, look for our show notes at gamingpodcast.net along with industry news and our gaming history articles. You enjoy feedback, comments on our blog at gamingpodcast.net. Also, to submit facebook.com/gamingpodcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Subscribe on iTunes. Leave some iTunes comments. You can find me on Blue Sky at Jonah Falcon.
You can find me at Johnny Chugs.
You can find me at Charlotte the Sage.
And we will see you next time, next week, whatever. Bye.
Happy gaming, everyone.
Have fun. Be cool. Play more games, y'all.